Hello, everybody. Hope all of you are doing well. I am Sudrina D'Souza, Business Relationship Manager, Education Partners at ACC. We are here for a short and crisp session with our renowned tutor, Mr. Deepak. In this session, we intend to have conversation with him about his experiences with students' performance and ACCA's My Exam Performance Report. Welcome to the session, Deepak.
Thank you, Svidrina. Very good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Deepak. So, to begin with, my first question to you, Deepak, is March exam results were out recently. Did your students use my exam performance?
Right. So the answer to this question is a bit mixed. Those students who scored little less or probably failed in the exam, those were the bunch who were very keen to, refer to the my exam performance report. But of course, the students who passed out, they were very, I'm happy, to pass out. Probably those students didn't bother much to look at the, MEP reports. But of course, there are exceptions. So one of the students whom I remember was very keen for his MEP report was one of the students from a South college whom I had coached for financial reporting. And this guy happens to score 97, 98 marks in his financial reporting paper and a world ranker, of course. But then this guy is keen to know where he has lost his 2 marks, and he approaches me for an answer. So I guide him. You can refer to the MEP reports and probably get your answer. So of course they do approach me.
That's wonderful. It's nice to know that this student analyzed his report. Do your students reach out to you with MEP report?
Yes, I mean, as I said in the last exam sittings, students did reach out to me with the MEP reports, but it's the other way round. Students often come to me for a lot of advices, and I am the one who has to insist. If you want those relevant advices, probably it will be more better that if you can share with me the MEP report, and then I can offer you a more tailored advice to them.
Right, Deepak. I would like to know how do you guide the students on using the MEP report?
um, right, so this is a bit lengthy answer, so allow me to go into the details of it. So
Sure.
I hope you can see one dashboard, I mean the MEP dashboard on your screen there. So see, this MEP dashboard comprises of four major areas, which is time management, syllabus, objective skills, and constructive response there. So I like to begin with how I use this dashboard to guide the students. The main focus is time management. So we all know that the examinations students are really struggling with time to manage the questions out there. Now, if you look at the time management part, for the applied skills paper, a lot of students attempt the objective questions and then they go for the constructive response questions. This dashboard will help us understand as to where the student has put in a lot of time or underspend the time. So for example, a student who is putting in a lot of time to the objective test questions, then obviously his constructive response questions part would be allocated a very less time, and that's going to be a bit of a problem. Vice versa is also true. When the student is kind of attempting the constructive response questions and he spends a lot of time on that, so once he comes to the objective questions he just makes those guesses. And that's where, as a tutor, when I look at that MEP report about time management, I can guide him. I can focus my sessions to help him understand what is the importance of ensuring time in the examination. So I also make a lot of mock papers where I would guide the students to time those mocks properly. Again, when it comes to Svidrina, about the syllabus also. The MEP report also offers another perspective about the syllabus. So, if you look at the various papers, the syllabuses are divided into sections, right? And the MEP report provides a snapshot as to how much, a percentage of marks has been scored by a student in each section. Now, how this helps and how I link it. For example, if I'm looking at the MEP report of a financial reporting paper, and I see the student has scored very less marks in the group accounting part or the group accounting section, then I do one analysis. I first look at how much percentage of marks did he score in that section, and then I also compare the section C in time management. Now, why so? There is a linkage. Did the student not perform because he did not get much time to attempt the group accounting question? Probably that may be the reason. Or if the time management indicates he did had a lot of time, but then his knowledge about that area of syllabus was a kind of weak, then accordingly I can then advise him that you need to now focus on that group accounting part, probably more from the content part. You need to get your basics right there. So obviously there is a lot of, you can say, matching which we can do in the time management and the syllabus part. I leverage both of them. And of course, just like your car dashboard gives a lot of readings, I feel the MEP dashboard gives a lot of more readings, which is objective test skills and constructive response questions are, we can analyze those as well. So especially, when I look at objective test skills, and I look at the various aspects of objective test skills. So on your screen, you can see it's divided into four areas: application, knowledge, narrative, and calculations. So let us say, a student is very strong at knowledge and he's bit of struggling to apply that knowledge. So obviously the objective test skills will reflect that. And what, as a tutor, I do is, when I'm designing the tests, when I'm designing the mock papers, or when I'm teaching and having those class assignments, I ensure that I focus on the application part of the syllabus. And of course, coming to the constructive response, that is the most beautiful part which is designed, because it not only offers, the percentage of marks which the student has got, but it also provides a feedback to the students of how he can synthesize various resources by ACCA and use them to study better. So, be it for a student who has failed, he can use those resources, and accordingly, he can appear for his reset and do better. Those students who passed but they don't do really well, or they were struggling with certain areas, they can also use those tips and guidances from our examiners and then use it for their professional level papers. So of course my answer was a little lengthier one, but that is how I would have guided Svidrina, my students, using MEP reports.
Thank you so much, Deepak. I wished I had received performance feedback when I studied. So, so yes. The next question that I would have for you is: do you think that students can benefit from using the MEP report?
Yes, I mean, definitely they can benefit using the MEP report, and it is imperative that irrespective whether they pass or whether they fail, they have to use that MEP report. Now, the most of the time the problem is that students just look at that MEP report and just sit with it. Now that is not going to do any, it is not going to help them. Reason being, they need to share that MEP report also with the tutors who have coached them, so that they can understand their study pattern, they can understand their weak areas and guide them accordingly. So of course, the students can definitely use them. Again, one more thing to add there, Sweetrita, is that the students who pass out the applied skills and then move on to the professional level examinations, for them the MEP report can be very very helpful. Probably they have that time, where they have finished their F level papers and they're moving towards P level, and then they are kind of revising for the syllabuses for P levels. They already know what are their weak areas from the MEPs. Probably they can start with that, focus on that, so that that progression from F to P will happen very smoothly. Thank you.
Right. So, thanks, Deepak. Just to emphasize a little bit more, I recollect one of the students who asked me a question that should I use MEP only if I fail? What would you say to that?
I strongly believe, whether you fail or whether you pass, it's very important for the student to, download the MEP report and, look for the relevant details. Because unless he does that, he wouldn't be identifying the weak areas. And that is so important as you move on. And it is not only about that paper. For example, you analyze that your time management skills were not so great for one of the applied skills paper. You don't want to make that same mistake for the second paper. Or even if you have passed, luckily, time management was not so great, but you still managed to just cross the borderline. Of course, that will be a learning curve for you to do, implement in the next paper, that you need to manage your time well in the examination.
Thank you so much, Deepak. My last question, but not the least, just wanted to know how can MEP report help in improving performance in the strategic performance papers? So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely I have been stressing, about the progression so far in the last few questions. So it's not only just the MEP report students should focus on. The MEP report, in addition, guides you, especially in the constructed response questions on the various ACC resources. For example, I would tell you, if a student did really, he did not do well in the analysis and interpretation of financial statements part in financial reporting paper. Now he knows this, he knows this already, that he did not do really well in that part. But of course, he needs to again come across that topic in the strategic business reporting paper, maybe at a higher level. So of course, if the student knows this part, he can implement the guidance given in the constructed response questions in a more effective manner. And if you look at the constructive response guidance there, it is not only guiding you, what technical articles you have to read. It's also talking about specific areas of the syllabus where you need to focus on. It talks about the application part where you were lacking, what you could have done better, and what you could do to improve your answers better. So this can be used in conjunctions. And of course, ACCA has, so many resources. And there are something called as get ready modules, if you have seen across in the ACCA portal. So these get ready modules can also be used to prepare yourself for the professional level paper. So that's it, this is how I would recommend the students to go for the MEP report and use it for your professional level papers.
Thank you so much, Deepak. In such a short while, you have been giving us very insightful inputs. So I'm sure this will help, really help our students to better their performance with the help of MEP, of course. And yeah, best of luck to all the students for the upcoming session of the exams. And thank you, Deepak, once again. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Svidrina, for giving me this opportunity to speak with the students. And I also wish all the students the very best for the upcoming examinations. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.